Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Winback, and on today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we're going to be playing Stitches, who has newly been reworked, and we are going to be playing on Towers of Doom. It's a YouTube video, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe your heart out. The team comps today are going to be Brightwing, Sonya, Abathur, Stitches, Falstad versus Vala, Raynor, Johanna, Anduin, and Butcher. Now, the long story short is that a lot of people agree at the moment that Stitches feels much better than he was and may finally have a place in the higher end of games and even the competitive version of the game. So, all that being said, we're going to get our first pull on Phil the Vala on the enemy team right up in the middle, but we're going to let him go. Unfortunately, the Abathur hat does give us a little bit of a disadvantage in the mid fight, so we're just going to rotate down and start looking for experience. If you're not familiar with the way that Stitches works, it is very simple. He has one main ability and then a couple other abilities that kind of do stuff too. Your Q, your hook, is on a 16-second cooldown. You're going to throw that bad boy out, and it is going to drag someone back if it hits them. And that is minions, mercenaries, and heroes. Anything that can be hit and that is not unstoppable, Stitches will yank towards them. At level 13, it is just baked into his kit now. Stitches' hook is going to just increase in length by 40%. It used to be the fishing hook talent. Now it is baseline. You're going to get that increase at 13, which is just fine with me. That frees up a whole talent slot for the character, which is very, very, very necessary. Your W is called Slam, super easy. Again, deal 112 damage to enemies within the target area. Enemies in the inner impact area are going to take 50% additional damage, and I believe they are going to be slowed. Yes, slowed by 45%. Turns out the buff that they gave this ability prior to this rework, in that it was doing more damage to minions and mercenaries, they removed. So they didn't like Stitches having that, coupled with all of the new fun stuff that they've given him in this rework. So I guess that's changed, but the functionality of the slam is still mostly the same thing. I can't really say that it's going to get any different, honestly. You're still going to whack waves with it. You're still going to hit people that you pull in with your hook with it. It's not much different. But your E is called Devour. It is a point-and-click ability. You're going to deal a lot of damage to non-heroic units, but if you hit a heroic unit, you are going to deal a smaller amount of damage. Either thing that you hit is going to give you 20% of Stitch's max health back in healing. So if you chomp a minion, if you chomp a hero, if you chomp anything that's not a building, you're going to get 20% of your max health back, and this ability is on a 20-second cooldown, which is pretty significant considering how much health that you can get back with it. Really, really strong. Now, Stitches does have an activatable D. His trait is called Shambling Horror. This is in conjunction with his just passive D. But the Shambling Horror, what you do when you hit the D button, you are going to be incapable of being slowed, essentially. You can't be slowed less than 110%. And then you are going to just poot out vile gas damage, so you're just going to do damage in an AoE around Stitches. I'm going to get a little heal here, but it's not going to be enough to keep me alive. It's enough to keep my teammates distracted, or keep the enemy team distracted from my team for a little bit longer, but that's okay. We've got the Abathur, so our early game team fight is not going to be the greatest. Our Falstad goes down, sadly. And the enemy team is going to take all 3 of the first objective altars, which is a little bit of a doozy, but at the same time, we gotta scale a little bit. We just have to, especially once we hit 13, nothing about what the enemy team can do should really frighten us. But apart from that, Butcher coming in, are you serious? Let's go ahead and chomp him for 20% of our life and hook him as he tries to run away. Gotta get the kill on him. Oh no, Falstad got knocked off the point, so we're going to lose the camp, but Sonya's here around the backside trying to get the damage on the squishies. Johanna and Anduin are split off. Easy pickings for us. Now, Both of Stitch's ultimates are, I will say, pickable. Putrid Bile got a massive buff in that the level 20 talent is broken. But Gorge still very, very, very strong at getting picks, at peeling, at doing lots and lots and lots of good stuff. Really bunched up in this little alleyway here, but the enemy team doesn't have any AoE damage to really stop us from doing anything. Wasn't able to get the Rainer with the hook there because he queued me in the middle of my queue, or in my hook animation. So that's just going to fall apart, unfortunately. What was I saying? Oh, right. But Putrid Bile at 10 is okay. You get the movement speed, you get the damage, you get the slow. The slow is kind of whatever anyway. But at level 20, if you're playing with Putrid Bile, and you manage to hit lots of people with it, you're going to reduce your death timer to a minimum. Well, the maximum that you can reduce it to is 10 seconds. So, holy fuck, having that big a reduced timer on your death at level 20 is insane. And that, in and of itself, is huge competition for Gorge. So, Gorge 20 upgrade compared to everything else that Stitch has got at level 20 is... I mean, it's really hard decision making once you get there because those talents are all so good. But anyway, as far as the we're going to live with less than 400 health. We're going to make it out just barely. We're still fighting over the altar. This is good. I'm having a lot of trouble picking which ult I want, but ultimately we're going to stick with Gorge because it's Hours of Doom, and I think it's going to be really easy to make picks happen. We've still got it up here, so if I can get in range... Oof, the Hinterland Blast, deleting the Rainer as well. Not much we need to worry about. I need the globe. Can I have the globe? Yes. Butcher hanging out in the middle of two of our team as well. Not sure why he thinks he can do that. We're just going to hook him away from those bad boys and take him down. Also, my pink motorcycle is very, very Overwatchy, and it works so well with this skin for the headcanon that I have for this character. It's a Stitches Roadhog who really likes the Diva bike. And that's the only way that you should be playing Stitches, honestly. If you're not thinking that, get used to it, make it happen in your imagination, and we can get back to talking about this character. Now, as far as the build is concerned, there are some talents that just are massively OP. It's going to be really hard not to pick them, and that in and of itself is kind of tough. But, almost. The rest of the talents for the character, I mean, there's going to be a couple that are hard to pick out, right? As far as level 1 is concerned, I have trouble getting these decided on. I think ultimately, though, Hungry for More and Patchwork Creation are the best two. That being said, the Savor the Flavor giving you additional Vile Gas damage. Oh no. Ooh! The Brightwing Cleanse. It didn't cleanse the Butcher ultimate, but it did give Sonya just enough healing to make it out of there, and we have burned the Butcher's ultimate. Enemy team blowing a lot of stuff for 0 kills there. Really, really big trade. Vala goes down at the end as well. Fantastic. We've hit level 13, the hook is engaged, and now we can reach fishing hook ranges of the enemy team. But what I was saying, as far as the level 1 talent, since it's not doing any additional healing, it's not doing anything passively for you except creating more damage and giving Stitches more health regen, I think this is probably the weakest of the three. Because right now your Vile Gas, which is just your regular passive, is only doing 45 damage at level 13 over 3 seconds. You're increasing that by 20% with 10 Devour stacks, so it still feels pretty negligible, honestly. Even though you can use a lot of auto attacks with this character, I just don't... I don't think that's as good as the armor that you can get, or the movement speed and the max health that you can get with the other talents. Everything going on with the other two talents is much more valuable. And then the questing here with Savor the Flavor is just, it's so one-dimensional that it's hard to see the advantage of this talent over the others. But that being said, we're picking it to test it, so whatever. Tenderizer 100% is the best talent at level 4. Not only does Tenderizer still give you the slow on your autos, but now it's giving you the cannibalize heal of the 2% of your maximum health on your autos as well. So that in of itself is going to make Stitches impossible to kill in certain situations. It's going to give him a lot of his own, got the Anduin around the backside. It's going to give him a lot of his own sustain. It's going to give him some CC that's really, really reliable on his auto attacks, and he needs that, especially with the, the big slam slow only being accessible at 16 if you're even going to take the talent, or with just the inner impact area of slam. It's kind of like, I need more. So Tenderizer giving you the heal and the slow is just massively OP, and the other two, while they may be good, we'll never know because this is just obscene. Your 7 talent, your 7 talents are a little bit weird because I think they're kind of up to what build you're playing. Personally, I think Serrated Edge is the best because reducing the cooldown, reducing the cooldown of your hook is super important. And then at 20, we're going to reduce that even further. So having like a 6-second cooldown ultimately is going to be extremely powerful. Looks like we're attacking the Anduin. Gonna get him, thank God. Can we pull the Joe in for a kill on her as well? I don't know if it's gonna happen. No hooks? No hooks? Nope. No ultimate from the Falstad either, unfortunately. So Joe is gonna get away, but we're at least gonna get the Anduin, which is fine, I suppose. But Serrated Edge, not only is it doing the cooldown reduction, it's also giving you max health damage on the character that you hit with your Q, which is really, really, really helpful. And it's going to give you some mana back. So 5% max health, you're going to take 5 seconds off of the cooldown if you hit a hero, and it's going to synergize super hard with your 20. At level 7, the other ones, second helping, really, really, really strong. Getting 2 charges of your Devour is going to make it, like, almost impossible to die on the character. Oh, no. Well, we got the Butcher on the other side of the map, so that's pretty cool. I don't think anybody else is going to die down here. Perfect. Second helping, though, does synergize really well with your 1 if you're wanting to go for that increased vial gas damage. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm not in love with building full Devour when I can build Hook. Oh no, I'm going to die. Oh no, I'm not. I've got the Devour, and I've got the Abathur Hat. Everything is perfectly fine, while the enemy team wastes all of their abilities on camp instead of on me. Now we just need to auto-attack, auto-attack, auto-attack. Gotta keep auto-attacking to stay alive. We've got the Abathur Hat too. Gotta get perfect. Perfect. This is the Meat Hook at level 13, giving us some huge health regen from hitting those hooks and auto-attacking the people that get hit by the hooks. Fucking amazing that we live there, but it's totally possible with Tenderizer and Meat Hook going. Oh, it's just. But again, the point of second helping, I don't know if the shield is necessarily a big deal, but having 2 charges of Devour is really good. So I think it's up to you. I like Serrated Edge, but I can see like a lot of people are going to most likely take second helping. It's going to be a very popular talent for sure. The 13 talent, though, Meat Hook, the one I was just talking about, is going to give you 20% of your max health back over 4 seconds when you hit a character with your hook. And you can increase the duration of that heal by auto-attacking the person that you've hooked, which is the whole reason that we could stay alive down there with that teeny tiny little amount that we had. It's so fucking good. And it's really just that good because Fishing Hook has been baked into our kit, and now we're free to pick Meat Hook more reliably, or more often, sorry is the word. The other talents at 13, I think Chop Chop is the only other one that you can go for, because Under Pressure ultimately really doesn't feel very... The damage just really isn't there for Slam. If you're taking this questing talent at 13, you still have a lot of questing to do in what is vastly considered the end of the game. Once you hit 13, you're on the back end of the mid game and heading into the late game, so you questing's going to be fucking difficult. It's just like team fight, everybody dies or everybody lives, and how much time do you really have to get stacks on your W for that? Ooh, the blind-ass hook on the Anduin, who was just hiding out in the bush for some fucking reason. Looks like this man is dead. You're welcome. Man, that was good. And then our 16 talent, we did end up taking Pulverize. So enemies hit by Slam are slowed by 80%, which is a ridiculous amount of slow and CC for Stitches to use. Man, we just crushed them after that first temple phase, didn't we? Fuck. The 20 talent tier, we didn't even really get to make good use of it, but it was the Master Hooker. You're going to decrease the cooldown of your hook when you hit. Well, no, it just straight reduces the cooldown of your hook, right? Yes, so it's just going to drop it by 5. If we hit someone with our 7 talent, that's also going to reduce it by 5. So that turns it to a 6-second cooldown instead of a 16-second cooldown. And that's nuts. But anyway, the build in entirety is Savor the Flavor. Probably don't pick this. Tenderizer, Serrated Edge, Gorge, Meat Hook, Pulverize, and Master Hooker. Thanks so much for hanging out. I am out of here. This build seems good. Stitches himself seems good as well. Probably has some more build diversity that we haven't really delved into, but I will see you guys next time. Bye.